YouTube. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Got a little dark up here. How y'all feeling? Yeah, just got on here just to mess around. Really, just be had something to talk about. Whatever, don't matter. What y'all up to in there? What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? How y'all feeling? Um, One thing I wanted to talk about is a lot of these women are saying that they're going to shave their head bald. They're shaving their heads off, just shaving it off. I don't want to deal with them men because they mad at the men that the black men that they said voted for Trump. Which, you know, other races probably had way more than the black men that we had vote for Trump. But I voted for Trump, of course. If you follow my page, you know I did. But I don't see the point. Like, y'all mad at something stupid. You're mad because people decided that they wanted the candidate that they want. And, you know, when somebody says, oh, well, I'm just, he's a racist or he's this and that, and I'm not, going to beat the subject in here because we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. But looking at it overall, most of us felt as though he was the best candidate for the job. He was already there. He was there for 4 years. He didn't do none of the stuff that the Democrats kept saying he was going to do. So we were good with it. So I don't understand what the problem is. I really don't. I don't get what they mad about. Yeah, I know they out there having fits. Yeah, cutting their hair off, doing all this crazy stuff. It was crazy. I'm like, man, I don't get it. What y'all mad about? It's not that serious. I mean, it's really not that serious. I mean, like, we done had more presidents. We done had elections. And some people had to, take the loss. And it's not that serious. But my question is to all those people from Hollywood and said they were leaving the country. Why y'all still here? When y'all leave? Since y'all mad and Trump won, when y'all leaving? That's what I want to know. When y'all leaving? Because y'all mad. What's up now? What's going on, T-Money? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? How y'all feeling out there? Yeah, man. It's just, I want to know what's going on? How y'all feeling? All y'all, everybody. What's going on? I want to know when they leaving. When Hollywood, all the Hollywood at least, when they getting out of here. When they bailing out. When they getting out of here. Trump gang in the house. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just want to know when Hollywood rolling out of here. When they rolling. Since they mad, when y'all rolling. That's what I know. I want to know when y'all out. When y'all getting out of here. Because it's one thing to say, you mad because he won the election, and y'all did all of this. My thing is this: he beat all of y'all. You can be mad all you want to, but Trump beat all of y'all. He beat LeBron James. He beat Beyonce. He beat the whole Democratic Party. He beat the judges. He beat all of y'all. You're right. They can't take it. He beat all of y'all. He beat everybody that came against him. He was beating them. And y'all mad about that. But my thing is that, he was president already. What y'all mad for? Why do y'all think him, y'all believe all that stuff they kept saying over there? Oh, he's going to be this, he's going to be a dictator. He didn't do none of that. First of all, if you understood the way the American system is set up, yes, you're right, Chris, for real, victory for all. If you understood how the American system is set up, it's no president have the ability to become a dictatorship. That's why we have a constitution, and it's written the way it's written to keep people from becoming rulers and kings. And that's the part that they not understanding is what y'all mad for. But they ain't leave. I don't know if y'all seen the story about Whoopi Goldberg with She tried to make it look like these cupcake company that makes these cupcakes. I can't remember the name of the place, but she tried to put them on blast and tried to say they told her that their oven was down, and she tried to make it into a racial thing or because of her a political thing. First of all, you're not that important, Whitby. You're only that important to the people that watch your show. That's it. No one else cares, honestly. And when I watch like sometimes when I'm in a restaurant, there's one restaurant I be in, they'll be having on The View. Now, one time they had on there the show, they were talking about hunting with AR rifles, right? And these dumb idiots, like this is how stupid they are. Oh, if you shoot the deer with an AR rifle, you're going to destroy the whole deer. I'm like, what? I'm like, y'all should not even be talking about guns if you think that an AR-15 can destroy a deer and they said there won't be no deer left. Like, you can't get no more stupid than that. And that's the truth. You can't get no more dumb than that. That's stupid. That's ridiculously stupid. That means that the conversation about guns, you should not even be on. You should not even have an opinion on it until you go educate yourself on what an AR-15 is. Oh, you hunt with a 223? Okay. Yeah, and they say stupid stuff, and that's why I don't understand why people listen to these people on The View. They really don't be knowing what they be talking about. And they try to race bait everything. And it's ridiculous. Like, I be honest with you, and I tell people all the time when I'm out talking, my vote for Trump was an educated vote. I went and found out everything that they said. I went and dug into everything that they were saying. And every time I see Trump say one thing and I hear what they say, did not add up. And I went to rallies. They told me that all the Trump supporters are racist. So I went to rallies. Now, I'm from the hood, Philadelphia. I'm from the hood. I went right to the rally, got around them, all that. None of that. Everything they kept saying was I was finding out the opposite. Arizona. Oh man, yeah, it's everything I found out that they were saying was the opposite. It was the opposite. What's up, Josh? Joshua Brown, what's up? What's up? AK-47 automatic. Okay. Yeah, man. I see I got a lot of gun family, man. What's your favorite gun? Like, I know everybody kind of got what they like. What's your favorite? What's going on, Josh? What's your favorite? I'm a rifle fan. I'm a fan of ARs. My favorite is my 458 SOCOM. That is by far my favorite gun. Expensive when it comes to the ammo, but still my favorite gun. Water gun. Shotgun, okay. Okay, T-Money, shotgun. Ruger, 5.56, okay. Okay, I have a Ruger. I got a handgun. It's a Ruger. I got a Ruger American. Okay, pellet gun. Yeah. I'm so glad we're making America great again, man. I'm excited about what's the next 4 years, man. I am so excited. No, here's the thing. I'm not military. I've never served in the service, and as I've done videos to let people know to clarify things because they see the flag and stuff like that. But I have nothing but respect for servicemen. Nothing. Servicemen, women, the whole gang. Most of my family members, all of my uncles, they served in the military at some capacity. And me personally, somebody said Harris 2024. That's funny. That's okay. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a joke or you serious, but it's over. You know that, right? But it is what it is. Yeah, most of my family members, man, they served in the military. I personally never served, but I have a lot of respect for it. And I believe, you don't have to serve in the military to be patriotic. And so that's where I'm at. Yeah, deport. I can't wait. Listen, I can't wait till they get a lot of these illegals out of here. I'm dead serious. I don't care. My thing is this. I'm okay with people coming from other countries here for it, but I feel like everybody should be scrutinized before you just let anybody in this country. That's me personally. None of us walk around with locks not on our front doors. So why should our border be open? That's that in a nutshell. So I say send them all back. That's where I'm at. I'm not, you know what I mean? And people, they try to say, oh, well, you know, this and that and that. Listen, I'm black. I'm a black man, Philadelphia. Send them all back. I don't care. I ain't even trying to be nice about it. I'm sorry. Send them all back. That's where I'm at. And oh yeah, yeah. I don't, like I said, I don't. I say send them all back, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's just that if you came over here legally, and I'm not talking about all the people that migrated here, they did it the right way and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the ones that came over here legally and crossed that border legally. You broke the law. You go back. That's how it goes. Yeah, I'm okay. Like I said, yeah, I agree. I'm. If you came over here and you did it the right way and you work hard, you contribute to the system. I'm good with that. I don't. This is not about we don't want illegals, want migrants over here. I'm talking about the ones that came over here illegally, just came over here. And my thing is, I keep telling people, you got to look at the border the same way you look at your house. If somebody just walk in your house without permission, doesn't matter what their reasons are. If I walk in somebody's house without permission and I get met with hostility, I get met with, you know what? That's on you. That's on me. I shouldn't have never went in that house. And that's the way the border should be. You shouldn't be just allowed to just walk on the border. It don't make sense. All right, but and for those that are on this live, please hit that like button if you can. Hit that subscribe button if you want to. I would appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, you know, we just having general conversation. You know, some political, some maybe not. I don't know. You know, I put out a video early. I mean, a couple of days this week about I was hoping to see if Trump might reach out to Candace Owen to be his press secretary. And I put it out there because I wanted to see how people felt about it. I don't think she would take the job, but I just threw it out there because I'm like, you know what? I think she would be a good person for the job, but I don't think she would take it because Candace Owens got children, and I know that will require a whole lot. But police police do that all the time. What do you mean by that? Police do that all the time. Like come into your house without permission? Yeah, I think you know, a lot of time I think police get a lot of bad rap. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got some rogue police officers. I'm not gonna sit there and say that, but I think police officers get a lot of bad rap. Um, it's just like, police officers a lot of times are treated like black people. And I'm explaining to you what I mean by that. A lot of time people see all of this stuff that happens on TV and they just group all black people into the handful of black people that do messed up stuff. And it kind of sometimes police get treated like that too. They get a couple of rogue police do something like that, and then they try to group all the police officers along with these few rogue police officers, and that's not the case. Most police officers are actually doing the job and doing it well, trying to follow the rules, trying to do it the right way. They're not out here trying to do all that. Unfortunately, you're going to have some moments where a police officer is going to just think he above the law, whatever case may be. But for the most part, our police officers do the job. What's up, Mike in the building? Mike in the building. Our police officers do the job. It's just like the military. You can't judge the whole military based on a handful of military that just people that just do some dumb stuff. No, most of them do the job right, and that's the same thing with the police officers. You can't group a whole segment of police officers and say, "Oh, we need to defund the police. We need to do that." No, you deal with the case by case basis, and you deal with them like that. That's how you deal with that. You don't go wipe out. You see what California was going through, and I'm saying Philadelphia too, because Philadelphia, we have a police shortage. And the reason why you have a police shortage is because nobody wants to be a police officer no more. And I don't blame them. I really honestly don't blame them at this point because, yes, Trump's going to do the job. You're right. And my thing is this, it's going to be hard to get rid of all of the illegals. I mean, but I think if you use local police officers and my thing is they're already coming in the process of trying to get them to self-deport. Once you take away somebody's resources, it's two things they're going to result to. Number one, they're going to say, okay, they're not helping us no more. We're going to either have to go back to it. Or here's the only thing that concerns me about when they're going to start taking away what support that they're giving them is that a lot of time when people get desperate, they become more criminal behavior. which is going to be a bad thing because people are going to have to deal with the fact that they're going to go more criminal because they don't have no resources no more. But now we can catch them. And if they get caught doing criminal stuff, now they're in jail. Now, the second part of that process is now we got them in jail. We locked them up. They get deported. So my thing is we got to get them out of here. You can't let just people flood your country like that and start consuming all your resources. Man, I don't know if anybody following the stuff that's going on in Chicago with their mayor. Oh, my goodness. If they don't get that fool out of there, I don't know if anybody on this live from Chicago and see all the stuff that's going on. You know, at the end of the day, man, if you on this live, hit the like and subscribe button. But in Chicago, that mayor, man, he is off the roof, man. He don't care 2 cents about his citizens. He has literally decided that he's going to do whatever he wants to do, no matter what. And we need to put a stop to it. I'm so glad to see the country come together. I'm so glad to see that we had this red wave that we've been waiting on. And we got a lot of these half behind politicians that's been taking advantage of American citizens for so long. I just feel like right now for the next 4 years, we should be good. When I went and voted, I voted for Trump and I voted down Republican Party line because I wanted to try to make his job as easy as possible. And I'm glad that he's in office. I'm excited about the next 4 years. And I mean, and you know, it's going to be great, man. Even though there's a lot of people that hate Trump, and I get how I don't get it, but you got your feelings. You have the right to feel how you feel. But it's going to be good for you too. Don't believe none of the stuff that the media was telling you. Believe me when I tell you, I did my homework. I went back to find out everything I could possibly find out. Yeah, I agree. Chicago, Brandon, that dude, man, it's almost unbelievable what he is doing to his citizens. It is almost unbelievable. It's almost unbelievable what he's doing to his citizens. I swear to you, it's crazy. I can't believe it. Like, if I was in Chicago, I'd be heated right now. What he's doing to his people over there. But yeah, if y'all on this live, I appreciate y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button. Help a brother out. You know, help him grow this channel. You know, we talking a little bit of politics. We talking a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit of, you know, to the gun family. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Can you ask for prayer? Heck, prayer for what? Now, I don't mind praying. I don't know what you're going through, but yes, prayer. Oh, what's wrong? I don't want to get too far in. You said for your mom. I'm sorry, but my phone is so small that sometimes it's hard for me to see these words. But if that's for your mom or for that man, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this thing and my eyes are so blurry right now. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to pray right now that God bless you, that God would heal you, that he will set you free. And whatever you're dealing with, whatever pain is going through, you're going through, that I know that Jesus Christ is a healer. And you don't have to be perfect for him healing. Just if you haven't given your life to Christ, I'm hoping that you have. But I guarantee you this, that if you trust in God and you give your faith in God, then I guarantee you that God himself will touch your body and touch your life. If it's your mom that we're talking about, if it's your husband or anybody else in your family, I pray in the name of Jesus that they will be 100% okay. Amen. Yes, we're going to making America great. Make America great again. You're right. We are. It's going to be a wonderful time for America. Believe me when I tell you, it's going to be a wonderful time for America. You're welcome. Anytime. Somebody asked me to pray. I'm praying right there. I don't care what's going on. I know Jesus Christ is a healer. I can't ignore that. But God bless you. God bless you. I pray everything be okay with you. I pray that. Yeah, what's up, trading? What's trading? What's going on? How you feeling? God bless you. God bless you. Yes, man. We're gonna make America great again, man. It's and there's a lot that Trump got a lot of work to do, and I like the team that he's surrounding himself with. I really do. I think he's doing a heck of a job, and hopefully we can wean out some of the rhinos that's on the Republican side. But we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. But I know Trump knows what he's doing, and I think the first 4 years he had a lot to learn, and he got blindsided by some things, but he still did a heck of a job when he was in there first time. But I just think that there was a lot that he learned after the fact, and now that he's kind of got himself on that path of you're welcome, you definitely welcome, you're definitely welcome. God bless you. God bless you. And he got on his path, and I think Trump now. Oh, you like yeah. Hey, honestly, it's not a mural. It's actually a flag. It's a really, really big flag that I ordered to put behind me. And when I seen it online, I was like, man, I need that right there. It's perfect for me. But I appreciate it. That's right, MAGA, Trump. And like I said, we this was a hard fought battle. You know what I mean? And I used my page as much as I could to push for Trump. A lot of the other YouTubers that were out there, they knew the right thing to do, and we all got they all got out there, they pushed for Trump. And I mean, this was a collective effort. Trump could not have done this by himself. It took everything, and all of the people that was involved in this election, all of the people inside Elon Musk, RFK, Candace Owens, Doc, conservative perspective. There's a lot of names that I'll be watching their channels and stuff like that. And believe me when I tell you, it took a collective effort. All of the, Republicans, they was out there on the ground doing a lot of the trying to get people registered and do all this stuff. It was a lot. It was a whole lot. Collective effort to try to get to this point where we would, and believe me when I tell you, if you voted for Trump, if you went out there and you said, and you tried to push for Trump and try to convince other people why Trump is a better choice on any capacity, we all did this together. It wasn't just Trump who won this election. We all worked together and made America great by getting back in who we needed to have in. Yes, a lot of prayer. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how y'all believe and stuff like that. Believe Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And I mean, I'm not perfect, but that's who my Lord and Savior is, and I wholeheartedly trust in him. And with that said was, when I looked at this election and I seen what was going on, I said, this is evil. On the Democratic side, I said, this is downright evil. And I said to myself, and I remember the moment, I said, God, I see what you're trying to show me, and I need to do everything I can do to help this. Because at the end of the day, evil was, we invited evil into Washington on a level that was just unbelievable. But you know what? God moved. He answered our prayer. But here's the thing, prayer without works is dead. We had to put in that work, and Trump put in, I'm going to tell you something, Trump is a beast. He put in the work. All his team put in the work. Everybody around him put in the work. But I'm going to tell you something, Trump is a beast. I did not know Trump worked that hard. When I was watching him doing rallies, and then he leave there and go do another rally, and then he leave there and go do another rally, I'm like, yo, and then here's the thing, he's already working, and technically he's not even on the clock yet. He already working now. That's why I said you got to respect this man and his sacrifice for this country. I know people don't like him sometimes personally. I love his personality. I like people who shoot straight from the head, don't try to sugarcoat stuff and like that. But I know some people, he might ruffle their feathers. I'm telling you now, I looked into Trump history and I started finding all of these stories about him doing nice stuff for people. Like, forget politics. Before he even ran for president. And I'm like, he did this, he did that, he did this. The story about Jennifer Husband, when unfortunately they murdered her family, he put them up in his place. He's done a lot of stuff for a lot of people. And so I realized at that point, and this is just the perspective I got. I realized at that point he was actually a good dude. Like, take the politics out of it, he's actually a good dude. He's a downright good dude. And I said, and then I started to look at all of the people that have lived that had that type of attributes who was actually good people. And I want y'all to follow me with this one. And what happened to them because they tried to do the right thing. Martin Luther King tried to do the right thing, got murdered. If you look at history, the people that actually stood for righteousness at some point, even if you go into the Bible, you look at Jesus, look at the disciples, and you look at all of the stories. Wow. If you look at all of the stories across the board, every time somebody tried to do the right thing, they were met with hostility, and either they tried to kill him or they did kill him. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these people that was trying to stand up for what they felt as though was right, and Trump is one of those people. That's why I knew he was. When everything they were trying to do to him, I said, yeah, he definitely was doing a job in there, and they don't like it. They're trying to put a stop to something else that they don't want him to put a stop to. And I can't wait for him to really actually take office and all of these things start to unfold and we start to get all of this mess out of Washington that we're dealing with in Washington. Because at the end of the day, I don't care, it boggles my mind with some of the stuff that was coming out of Washington. Like this, a man could be a woman and a woman could be a man and all that. I'm like, what? How did this make it to government? This doesn't make sense. It just did not make. How did this make it all the way into Washington? And we got the president of the United States talking about Obama first, actually trying to enforce people to do this stuff. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, Obama was trying to force this on Africa. And this is where, people got to get educated. When I'm talking about this, and listen, you got the right to do whatever you want to do sexually. That's your business. But when you start trying to force same-sex marriages on another country, like you literally went to another country and tried to force it. And when Africa said no, Obama tried to put sanctions on them. Like that's how serious they were making this and trying to force it on everybody. And trying to force it on everybody. It just doesn't make sense to me. It don't make sense. And it's not supposed to be that way. And if you want to be that way, that's fine. That's your choice. You leave that at home. That's your personal life. But you don't try to intrude on somebody when it comes to that. Because at the end of the day, first of all, you're delusional. Now you can chop, cut, bend, whatever you want to do. You're still going to be what you're born as. And anybody tell you something different, they're lying to you. That's the truth. They're lying to you. It's like an actor that goes in there and he plays a role of somebody else. When he's acting, he's not that person. I don't care how much he act. You still ain't that person. You are what you're born as. If you're born a male, you're a male. You're born a female, you're a female. That's it. End of story. And we don't need to complicate that. We really don't need to complicate that. Because when you start throwing all the other stuff in there, all you're doing is throwing yourself through more confusion. And at the end of the day, God don't make mistakes. God don't make mistakes. Now, you might be struggling with something and feel an emotion or feel some kind of way or whatever the case may be. And I get that part. But that's the part where you need help at. You need help. And my thing is this, God can help you with that. Believe me when I tell you God can help you with that. Anything that somebody's confused or going through or having problems, believe me when I tell you, God can help you with that. You open your heart to Jesus Christ, you let him in. Anything you're dealing with, he's going to be there with you 100%. He's never going to leave you, never going to forsake you. He's going to be there for you 100%. And that's the truth. So if you're dealing with something like that, and that's, whatever case may be, trust God. Give God a shot. Give God a shot. Yes, the founding fathers, right. Right, exactly. And, for the love of God, I want this country to come together. And I'm being, real right now. I really want this country to come together. And, for those that are on the Trump side, we got to set the example of love and compassion. And don't get me wrong, most of the people on the Trump side, believe me when I say they're beautiful people. Like, they're nice, wonderful people. But a lot of these people on the Democratic side, they are mentally messed up. And I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are mentally messed up. And what we have to do at this point is we're going to have to show love. We're going to have to show them why we are on this side and why we trust God and why they need Christ and why they need God, and show them that. And we can't, I know sometimes we have a tendency to make fun of them and stuff like that, and we get it, but a lot of them need help. They really do. They need help because they're confused about a lot of stuff. And then they try to they came at the black men for voting for Trump because I wish a lot more black men had voted for him, but we didn't come out the way I was hoping, but it was a lot more that did. But when you look at when you look at it on the female side, 92% of the black women voted for Kamala Harris. That's a problem. And I'm explaining to you why I think that's a problem. And the reason why I say that's a problem because that tells me that a lot of the women on the black side are not politically educated. That's the truth. They're not politically educated because if the Democrat Party keeps trying to tell you to kill your baby, kill your baby, kill your baby, kill your baby. That's what they was running on, abortion. Abortion. That's what they was running on the whole time, abortion. I mean, they talked some other stuff, but the bigger thing was abortion. But they never said to the black community and the black woman that on average, 600,000 abortions happen in America on average. 40% of them are black women having them. Black women having 40% of the abortions. So my thing is this, is that what they're offering you is a right to kill your kid. Why would you be okay with that, knowing that the black community, population-wise, isn't even growing? Because you got to remember something. Satan comes to rob, steal, and kill and destroy. Number one, he wants you to kill your baby at the womb. Okay, let's say the baby survives out the womb. Now, they're trying to strip the fathers away. And this is real talk right here. Now that boy or that girl's being raised a lot of time without a father. And I'm not saying all black people, because that's not the bit, but I'm just talking about the ones that are dealing with this right now. Now, you don't have a man in the presence. Now, if you look at the prison system, 70% of the men that are in prison was raised by single mothers. All right, so my question to them is that, is it because of the present mother or the absent father? It's a little of both, but more so, if I'm raising it, I'm more responsible for it because I'm the reason why it turned into what it turned to, partially, other than the fact that it has its own mind. So, and then 92% of us voted for Democratic Party, not knowing who Kamala Harris really was. 90% of the women, 92% of the black women voted for Kamala Harris, not really knowing who she was. You can't tell me that watching her do interviews that you was impressed by anything she said, but yet you still went and voted for her. This is the very same woman that says she would never do nothing for black people by themselves. She said it out of her own mouth, and you still voted for her. Now, here's the thing. Never once when Trump was running for this election did he say he ain't going to do nothing for no black people. Not one time did he ever say, I'm not doing anything for black people. But Kamala Harris said it out of her own mouth. If you don't believe me, you can stroll through all my shorts, and you'll find that video where she says, if you think I'm going to do something for only black people, no. That's what she did say. And then 92% of black women still voted for her. Make that make sense. 92% of the black women voted for her. And then got mad at black men for not voting for her. Make that make sense. It's stupid and it's clownish. You're not making sense. You're voting for the destruction and the demise of the very same people, that your own people. You don't see Trump was talking about family. He wasn't talking about abortion. He wasn't trying to take away your right to have an abortion. But I'm trying to figure out why y'all made this such a big issue. Why is that the big issue? When you ain't got no money for food, you can't afford gas, you're about to be homeless, you can't afford the rent, You can't afford car insurance. You can't even afford the lifestyle that you originally had. You're right. Ignorance. And unfortunately, it's very ignorant. And you can't even afford the lifestyle that you currently have because it's all going down the crack. And you are worried about, and they got you voting on abortion. Now they put a fancy word there, say women's health. No. My thing is this. This is the very same party. If they care that much about women's health, why would they say it's okay for a man to go in a woman's bathroom? If they care that much, so much for women's health, why would they say it's okay for men to go into women's sports? They have no idea. They're not trying to protect women or nothing. They only said that to try to get votes. And it worked for them. For one group of people that voted 92% for them. Poor Democrats, you're right. And my thing is this, is that that's the part that we have to escape. As a black community, we have to escape out of that because it's the Democratic Party that is doing all the destruction to the black community. I want y'all to do something if you're on this live, and I'm about to go in a little bit, but I want y'all to think about this. I want you to look across America, right? And I want you to look at all of the places that our skin color, unfortunately, is running. And I'm not trying to disregard black people because there's a lot of amazing, wonderful, smart, intelligent black people. But I want to give y'all the picture. Philadelphia, Chicago, Baltimore, all these places that are ran by our own skin color, and look at the conditions that we're living in. And then we have these, what's up, Kenny? Then you have these famous black people telling you to vote for the very same people that is bringing on and causing all the destruction in our communities. When are we going to escape that? Because we're getting the worst end of the stick and we keep voting for the same stick. And that's the truth. I mean, if you want to lie, they might get mad at me, get offended. I don't care. Because listen, at the end of the day, I love this country. I love my people. I love this country. And at the end, that's the reason why we need to stop voting for Democrats. And when I'm out talking to people, I tell them, I said, you can't tell me why y'all voting for them. You can't give me no logical reason that you will vote for them. How can you keep, listen, you guys, the black community is in a bad relationship and we refuse to leave it when it comes to the Democratic Party. We are literally in an abusive relationship with the Democratic Party and we refuse to leave it. That's the truth of the matter. I don't know why we so stuck there because they keep thinking that the Martin Luther King days, that's not the Democratic Party. There's not the Democratic Party. These people they are pure evil. When you go down this rabbit hole, and I'm sorry, the rabbit hole don't have a bottom. You're just going to go at some point, when you go down that rabbit hole, you're just going to say, okay, I can't, you're going to get pissed off, mad, and you're going to have to just stop. Because the rabbit hole don't have a bottom. You don't know how deep it goes. But we keep voting for this. We need to stop. Get away from them. And my thing is this, black politicians have always won elections by default. They never actually come and earn the vote. They win by default. It's crazy. You're right. It's crazy. Democratic politicians in most cases win by default. I live in the city of Philadelphia, and most of the people in the city of Philadelphia are all Democrats. So if you run in the city of Philadelphia as a Republican, the chances of you winning is slim to none. And then when you start looking at what they're voting for, what these people are saying, like, they have no idea what they're voting for. They really don't. They just voting. They have no clue. And I was one of them. That's why I'm saying it. I was one of them. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. I was one of them. That's why I'm trying to tell you, I was one of them. I was raised up. I asked my parents, what are we? And they said Democrat, but they never gave me a reason. I was one of them. That's why I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I wasn't a hardcore Democrat. When I voted, I just voted Democrat. I wasn't thinking about it. But what woke me up was after Trump won the first time, it made me pay a little bit more attention, but I didn't even vote for Trump. I was just like, But when they started coming after Trump like heavy, that's when my whole perspective started changing. I'm like, wait a minute, racist? And that's where it really started to change for me. I'm like, I don't see him as no racist. I don't know where they're getting that from, and then I'm watching the media and I'm like, okay, in the 2020 election, I'm like, I wasn't voting for Joe Biden. So when the 2020 election, I sat that one out. And see, this is where I'm trying to give y'all some education on where I was at. I wasn't voting for Joe Biden. I knew Joe Biden was a racist. That one I did not have a question. I already knew who he was. That's why I didn't vote for Obama. Because I'm like, why would a black man pick him to be his running mate knowing what that man is? Don't even make sense to me. So I wouldn't vote for Obama. I was like, nah, I'm not voting for that dude because he picked Joe Biden, who I know 100% is a racist. Joe Biden has done more racist stuff than anyone. Why would he pick him as a running mate? So I was done. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And I'm not doing it at all. And then when Hillary was running up against Trump, I voted for Hillary. Why did I vote for Hillary? Even though y'all didn't ask the question, but I know y'all asked the question. Why did I vote for Hillary? Because when her husband was in office, financially I was doing all right. Things were good for me. So that was my thought pattern when I voted for Hillary was, well, I get Bill Clinton by default. So that's why I voted for Hillary. Now, of course, Hillary lost. She lost to Trump. Now, I wasn't mad and all out of thing. I'm like, okay, they said, okay. I said, okay, well, he's the president. Big deal. It is what it is. And I had a guy that used to work with me. And man, he was a person that was into politics a whole lot. You know what I mean? He didn't work where I worked. But we worked it was two different buildings, but he worked in another building. But everybody said, oh, that's all you talk about, politics. I said, well, that's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So me and a buddy of mine, we in the office. And he came and he was like, yo, man, my check look a whole lot bigger than it used to be. And I was like, yeah. I said, Trump lowered the payroll tax. He cut the payroll tax. So you see more money in your pocket now. He was like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. He said, I like Trump. And that's kind of the beginning stages of me like, okay, that was a good one. Then I start paying attention to the economy a little closer. I'm like, okay. First 2 years, I was like, he can't take credit for that because he ain't been there long enough to take credit. But it just kept moving. The economy was just booming. I said, okay, he did it. He put that work in. I don't know what he's doing, but things are good, looking good. And I was happy. I was like, okay, man, I'll go to the gas station. I ain't never felt that good going to get gas. And then these fools got in office and killed everything. Like just literally killed it. It didn't even take long. I'm like, and then it made me look back and I was like, man, we had it so good. We didn't realize how good we had it. I didn't realize my money was going so far until it was gone. Like all of that was just gone. Thank God I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm all right. And that's where I really started to look further and further and further. And I was like, yo, nah, something ain't right. And then that's how I converted over. And then I said, you know what? I need to pay more attention to this because these people are just, they want some other stuff. And then I started, I think I'm going to end up voting for Trump next election. I said, I don't think I'm going to vote. Oh, you're getting your flu shot this week. Oh, okay. And I said, I think I'm going to vote for Trump this time. And I said, I'm on the train. And I wasn't heavy on the Trump train. I was like, I was like, because I didn't want Biden back in there. I definitely didn't want Joe Biden at all. Like, I was like, no, I'm not voting for him. And I didn't vote for him, and I'm not going to vote for him one day. Once Hillary lost and we got to this 2020 election, I was like, no, I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I don't care. No way, no how. It ain't going to happen. So, but after they got in the office and they did all of the destruction that they did, I was like, oh, wow. Oh, y'all doing this now. Oh, okay, this. And then I just started digging into politics a little heavier than that. And the next thing I know, I was like, then I came back, talked to some, my inner circle, and they was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm finding out this, I'm finding out that. And then they just got on the Trump train. And then next thing you know, we start feeding each other information. And I'm like, okay, that's what's up. And then next thing you know, we was on the Trump train. Man, I was like, yo, and I was like, and then I was wanting to go to rallies, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could go. I had time. And the next thing I know, he was coming to Philly, and I was like, bet. And I went by myself too. I went up and I said, I just want to see what they talking about all Trump supporters are racist and stuff. And then I sat there and went through the oh, thank you. And I went through that, and I went through it, and I was questioning people that was out there, because before I got there, I heard them say, "Oh, they busting in people. They not really from there, and they, that's just core people. They follow them all around." So I started questioning the people that was out there. I'm like, where you from? And I know Philadelphia, so I'm like, he was like, "Oh, I live 3 blocks down the range." It was a Spanish guy. I live 3 blocks down there, and I started asking other people, and next thing I know, I'm like, man, I done asked like 20 people, and easily 15 out of the 20 was from the neighborhood. Now, some of them wasn't actually from Philadelphia, but they was from the surrounding counties, like Cheltenham Township and Media and Fraser and all these outside surroundings, which is still Pennsylvania. They're not that far away, but once they came to the rally, I'm like, I said, but they said they was at, and I'm like, I didn't see a bunch of group of people busting. Then all these motorcycles start pulling up and parking their bikes. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was there real early. And when I first got there, I'm going to say it was probably about 500 people. Now, he wasn't supposed to speak till 7 o'clock. I was there like 1:30. I got there about 1:30. It was probably about 500 people out there at the time. Within an hour and a half, it doubled up fast. It was just like, oh, wow. And they was coming from everywhere. So I realized at that point, he had real strong support. And then when he announced that he was putting J.D. Vance as his running mate, I didn't know who J.D. Vance was. And I was like, oh, it threw me for a loop, because I was hoping he was going to pick like Byron Donalds or some of the other ones that was like Vivek, and some of the other ones that was kind of in that line, like, okay. And I was like, who is J.D. Vance? And I'm like, I never heard of this person. So I got an email, because at that point I had actually joined to be one of the captains on the Trump campaign. So I got an email saying that they was doing like an invite in the Philadelphia, south part of Philadelphia. And I'm like, okay, now I got a chance to kind of get to know who J.D. Vance was. So what I did, kind of get his presence, get a feel for him. So it wasn't like a big event. And if you look down there, you'll see it down my thing. You'll see where I actually videotaped the whole event. But they didn't invite it wasn't like an open thing where he invited a lot of people. They said it was like invite only. So they only invited a certain amount of people, because where he had it at you had a room to get a whole lot of people in there. And then I finally got to get and hear him talk and stuff like that, and he interact with people and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. And then somebody told me about the movie that they did on him on Netflix, I think. And then I started to get a feel for him. I was like, oh, okay, I like this choice. When he got up there and he started talking, I was like, okay. By the time it was over, I was like, okay, I like this choice. I'm good with it. And I came back and told him, because the circle of people that I'm around, that I said, yeah, I didn't know who he was, but I like the choice that he had. And man, next thing I know, J.D. Vance out there. He was out there putting in work. I was like, oh, he even better than I thought. But I'm be honest with you, I got more involved in this election than I ever was in my lifetime. And like I said, I went down there. I became a captain. I was out doing everything on my phone, my YouTube page, and it was a beautiful thing, man. And it was great to be a part of something like this that was huge. On the small level that I was on it, it was amazing for me. It was a great experience for me. I loved it. I enjoyed every bit of it. And when I was out on the ground mostly. I mean, I used my YouTube, but most of my stuff was on the ground, actually talking to people. I was in Philadelphia and hitting hostile territory, and I was getting smoked, but it was okay, because I was prepared for the smoke. I was okay with it, and I wanted to because my job was to be out there, educate as much as I could. Yes, we are. We're patriotic, and my thing is this. This is, and I say this to everyone and anyone, I don't care what your skin color is. If you was born and raised in this country, this is your country. This is your country. Yes, by haters. And my thing is this: if you was born and raised in America, this is your country. I don't care what color your skin is. That don't matter. We're all in this together. This is your country. And I say to you that enjoy this ride. Enjoy it. And even if you did not vote for Trump, just get behind this movement. Experience it. That's what I want you to do. If you did not, let's say you hate Trump. Let's say you can't stand him because the media, because you don't know him, so you don't really have a reason. But let's just say You agreed with the media, and the media told you everything, and you fell for it. Let's say you cannot stand Trump. I will say to you, go experience this, and I guarantee you, you're going to change your perspective. Get around some Republicans, get around some patriots, get around. But I'm going to tell you, because they will look out for you more than you ever know. Yes, the best man won. Get around the patriots. Get around some, what y'all call Trump supporters. Don't look at those flags and all that stuff as there. Look at that as, oh, they radical and they racist. Nah, man, they not. They passionate. Just like somebody who loves their football team. And that's the best way I can explain it. Somebody who's passionate about their football team, that's where the passion comes from. And I'm one of them. Like, I wasn't there before, but I'm here. I'm proud of it. And I'm to be honest with you, and I'm proud that I voted for him. And listen, I didn't just vote for him. I converted a lot of people. I was on the ground putting in that work. And believe me when I tell you, I got a lot of people to open their eyes and see what I was showing them. And when they went to that poll, they was voting for Trump. And I felt good about it. I felt like I did what God wanted me to do. And sometimes we're not sure about, is this guy what God wants and this not. This one, I am 100% sure that I did what God wanted me to do. I'm 100% sure that God chose Trump to be president. I will debate that to the grave because I know 100% that Trump was ordained for this moment, because no one that I can speak of would have suffered all that he was suffering and going through all he was going through to be back to a job that don't pay much. For him, it's not much. For the rest of us, okay, I get it. But for him, what did he have to gain by the money? Because he didn't even take the paychecks. That means that he loves this country enough that he was willing to fight for it. And, some people thought that, he wasn't in the service. Yeah, but look what he's sacrificing. He might not serve in the military, but and now he done served to the point where bullets, he had to duck bullets. And I'm not putting him with the military, but my point is, that's what patriots do. And before I leave, I got to give Trump, and thank God he survived that. But the other part that I want to point out is that all of the people that was at that, Butler, PA, when that happened, I noticed that they didn't run. They didn't cower out. I was like, yo, they was looking for who did it. That's it. Okay, who is it? That shows you that they don't live in fear. They're not cowards. Now, I can tell you sometimes, and I'm from the hood, let a gunfire shoot off, everybody running. I don't care what you say, everybody running. But they didn't run. And that said a lot to me. It was like, wow, they didn't even run. They didn't even run. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this, love your country. If you're born and raised in this country, and get back to this is your country. Love it. Treat it like it's yours because it is yours. Appreciate it like it's yours because it is yours. Get to know your people around you and get to know the political system as much as you possibly can. Yeah, he didn't know he was hit until, the second round came around. They realized they was firing at him. But get to know your country, get to know the politics, get to know our Constitution, get to know why America is what it is. And believe me when I tell you, if you spend enough time here, you're going to understand that this is the greatest country you could ever want to live in, you could ever want to be born in. And believe me when I tell you, as a young Black man growing up in the hood, North Philadelphia, it wasn't taught to me. And I'm being real. It wasn't taught to me this way. I had to learn it. I had to find out myself. But I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here. And I'm not saying I hated my country. What I'm saying is that this is your country and love it. We need to come together as a people, and knowing that we got a president in there right now who cares about this country and is willing to put a lot on the line. He's already did put a lot on the line to make sure that this country comes in, and we have to rally behind that. And we got to let him know he's not in this by himself. And I'm going to tell you, because the evil is not going to stop because he won. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Evil is not going to stop because Trump won. We got to keep praying for him. We got to keep him up in prayer. We got to keep his family up in prayer. We got to keep Washington in prayer. And we got to pray for his enemies too. And that's the truth. We got to pray for the enemy. Even if we don't like them, we got to pray for them. That's our job. We got to love them. We got to pray for them. And, you know, if you're on this live and Jesus Christ is not in your heart, I pray you get him in your heart. Believe me when I tell you, you need him. You need him in the worst way. You need him. Believe me when I tell you, if you don't have Jesus Christ in your heart, get him in your heart. He loves you. He loves you. He didn't go to that cross just to die. He went to that cross to pay a price that you could not pay, I could not pay, no one could pay. And he paid it all. And he did that for those that know that they're a sinner. And if you don't know if you're a sinner, it's real simple. Go look at the 10 Commandments and read them. And if you violated one, you are a sinner. That means that you are what he died for. I mean, we're all sinners, but sometimes people might not understand why. What that mean? So I'm telling you that Jesus Christ is get him to be your Lord, be your Savior. And if you violated the 10 Commandments, which we all have at some point or another, that means that we're all born in sin, shaped in iniquity. And if you don't, and when you recognize that and you realize that that is why you're on your way to hell, it's because of that reason. We all on our way to hell. We are born on death row, waiting to go there. But if you give your life to Jesus Christ, you escape that. And you inherit eternal life. And that's the truth. And regardless of anything I said, that is by far the most important. Get Jesus Christ in your heart, because you're going to need him. I love y'all. Appreciate everyone that came on this live. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I love it. And I'm going to be out of here. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Until the next time, peace.